winning a new customer is 10 times more expensive than retaining a customer. So none of us want to lose existing customers. Particularly for small businesses, sale happens through different methods like word of mouth, referrals. If there is a happy customer, it translates to a customer for life.
The customer is coming in, he should not go back without buying. This kind of thought if you have, this is not direct to the customer, but the back end, the AI is suggesting what demographic, what kind of location you should replenish what. How many pieces should be there in the store based on whatever 3-4 years of data, right? So those things can indirectly helping the customer.
Hello and welcome to The Long Game, brought to you by Zoho and Mint. In today's fast-paced digital economy, customer retention has evolved into an art underscored by the transformative power of technology. For businesses, especially micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, this is no easy feat. With limited resources, striking the right balance between cost-effective automation and irreplaceable human touch becomes critical. Joining us to unravel this complex yet crucial aspect of business growth is Vidya Vasudevan, the Global Head of Zoho Community. Thanks for joining us, Vidya. With over 2 decades at Zoho, Vidya has not only witnessed the company's growth, but has also played a pivotal role in shaping its customer engagement strategies. We are also honored to welcome Amit Arora, Chief Information Officer at SHR Lifestyle Private Limited, who has over 2 decades of experience driving technology-led transformation. Vidya, I'm going to start with you. You know, when we think of AI, customer engagement or customer interaction is seen as the lowest hanging fruit. Okay, I want to deploy AI, let's do it in customer engagement. Does this work for MSMEs as well?
The constant refrain I hear from MSMEs whenever I talk to one is the resource constraint, which you rightly pointed out. So technology is here for the businesses to make it easy for them. If they don't adopt technology, they will be left behind. So it should be a very good balance of adopting AI where they have to, and also complementing that with human engagement. So no engagement with the customer is complete without a human touch. Adopting AI for customer engagement has very significant impact on the customer's journey with the brand also, because a lot of businesses spend time in handling iterations, handling escalations. So if this is something that can be automated, the pain of the customer can be taken away. That is where I think AI has a very major role to play. And no matter how small a business is, adopting technology will help them take care of foolproof these aspects that can go wrong for the business in the nascent stages. And when they scale, there will be a path for them to scale easily, because they will be able to plan efforts or resources on things that would require a lot more effort from the human front, where technology can take off the work that will be repetitive, mundane, routine tasks. It makes sense to pass this workload to technology.
So Amit, can you tell us, when do you decide this is the right time for me? I have reached the scale, or the bang for the buck is really worthwhile for me as a small business. And can you talk about your experience? Does, the automated customer engagement, does this set you apart in the retail industry?
See, that's a wonderful question, and I would say you have rightly said that it's being used by Amazons of the world a decade ago also. But now it is available for a lot of small companies also, because of there are a lot of platforms came up like low-code, no-code platforms, wherein there are inbuilt AI features are coming, which can be used and tried out. So all small companies or startups also can try it out. But I mean, one thing, it's very important that if it is required for the business, then only you should adopt it. If it is not, you should leave it. There are things which are being used by a lot of retailers, like AR, VR, or maybe interactive mirrors. But for us, like we have 150 stores, we don't think that is required for us. We have small trial rooms. We want customer to touch and feel the product. India has a lot of colors, a lot of cultures. I believe India is, United States of India. There are, you go a few kilometers and you find new thing, right? New culture, new type of attires, new food. So I believe adopting that, you can use few of the technological advancements, right? So we are working on a style bot. We already have an AI bot which gives you order tracking, which is a automated job 24/7 available for the customers. They want to talk about the product, they want to know about the specific, what kind of styles are available, or maybe what kind of products are available, what categories are there, and what is the price point. These kind of simple questions can be replied by the bot.
And you
right?
have an existing
We have
chatbot to do
a
this.
bot, but we are working on a style bot which can help us because we are into fashion, right? So we want people to talk about what kind of product can work well for my skin tone, what kind of silhouettes can go well with my body type. These kind of questions cannot be replied by a normal bot, but it has to be AI bot which learn from what is going around, which learn from social signals, which learn from humans. Because we have fashion designers who have inputted a lot of data into that information, into that bot, which can reply well. But still, there is always an option: talk to a fashion consultant, because that will not go away.
Yeah, so but
replicated.
for your company, when was the right time to go for the bot? Say, if I am a small company, I may not have a very large retail customer base. When's the right time for me?
You are a new company. You hire one customer support executive, just one, right? But you want your customers to talk when the customer care executive is not there in the daytime. For the nighttime, you can use AI maybe.
Okay.
So those
So you
kind
can
of
also
things.
take small baby steps and
Yes,
then decide what
definitely.
works for you.
Yeah.
And one other point that he mentioned about leveraging technology, AI for demographics, personalizing based on demographics, other variables like skin tone, that is something that helps a business scale.
Yeah.
So if you have to expand, you don't have to put in a lot of manual effort there. Those are all great
Like,
use cases.
Vidya, but
That's a good strategy.
are there any pitfalls in deploying AI in customer engagement too early in the game? Because some people feel, I don't want to talk to a robot. I want to talk to a person. So is there is a fear that you deploy this AI chatbot too soon, and your customer is going to be alienated and then will not want to build the relationship with you. What would you say there?
So I wouldn't go as far as calling it a barrier, but I think there should be a balance. So the pitfalls could be when there is no proper handshake between AI and a human. So both have to collaborate, and a business that deploys chatbots for their services should have a very clear understanding of a customer's journey, understand the common friction points, look at the complexities, the escalations, and when there is a need for these aspects, they have to, where there is a need for automation, like he said, they have to strike a balance between AI and human intervention. So where there are concerns or escalations that the customer would be very comfortable talking to a human, it is a cue the business should pick up and put a human there. So I think it is never too early or never too late for any business to adopt AI.
All right, but Vidya, is there a checklist to decide, at what stage the customer needs the human interaction? How does it work for small companies?
So I think it is highly individualized, this kind of checklists. So each business has to come up with its own checklist. So it starts from analyzing a customer's journey. So what are all the common patterns? So where is the business spending a lot of time doing the same things time and again, which are all predictable behaviors, and if there is a churn a business wants to look at. So what is causing the churn? So all these are clear indicators that you can perceive or understand and create a checklist that is highly specific to each business. There is no one size fits all or one template that fits all. So each business has to make its analysis, its own research, and look at how the others are solving similar challenges. So today the ecosystem is so vast in the tech ecosystem, the tech space, where all the technologies work together, integrate, and there is so much knowledge out there that the business can look up and understand and decide what will work for them, what is an overkill, what is moderation for my business. So it is, I think it is highly individualized for each business.
But you mentioned overkill. What is the overkill? Can you elaborate with an example? Because sometimes we all see chatbots. Okay,
Yeah.
and some platforms manage it well, and sometimes you just left wondering, yeah, I can do this here on my own. And suddenly, why is the chatbot asking me to do the same thing which I can do on my own? So is that an overkill? What is the overkill?
Yeah, so I'll draw this analogy to you entering a shop and one of the salespersons there hovering, just trying to lead you to the rack which sells a particular brand of cosmetics or particular chain of food, so you don't want somebody hovering. I would be this person who would like to just take my time, go through the different rows and stacks and see what is there. I might discover something new. You don't give me room to, take in what is available.
You want the autonomy.
Yeah, so when you connect to some websites, you will see a chatbot, just pop up in 5 seconds. That probably is an overkill. I want to take my time, navigate and check out what is available. Users need time. So that also can be engineered by looking at the behavior, how many people right away go and ask a bot, or how many people don't even ask the bot. So those would be very intelligent cues for the businesses. Even if they pop the bot right in the beginning, it is a cue for them to just take it slow, set a threshold. So maybe 1 hour, 1 minute. If a customer spends a minute just looking at different aspects in the site, maybe this is the time to pop up a chatbot. 1 minute might be too big when we talk in terms of website discovery. Maybe whatever is the right threshold, So, and you don't want bots doing redundant work. There would be another way. There would be steps that a user would find to, say, for example, a ticket booking experience or purchasing on an online store. So there'd be set steps which the customer is already familiar with, already is engaged. But if the chatbot is going to do something more than that, something easier, quicker than that, it makes sense. But if it is going to do the redundant task of going to run you through the same steps, I think it is a waste of that resource. Even for a bot, I think it's a waste of the bot's time.
No, I think one thing, as you rightly mentioned about the website. So, for example, if you want to track your order, you need to put your order number somewhere in the field and just click on track. Instead, you just ask the bot, where is my order?
Exactly.
Simple question. Yeah. So the bot will recognize your phone number
But
because
you
you're
would have
talking
to
on the WhatsApp or a bot, right? And based on your phone number, it will fetch last order, which is not being shipped or which is shipped, and give you the status right away. It will save a lot of your time.
So it is value addition than just going and discovering on the website. So Amit, I want to ask to you, for small businesses, ma'am said that, you have the bot for a good reason, and at a particular point you want to know when a human has to come now, and you have to watch, you have to collate, you have to then take a decision. But who's making this decision? Smaller firms may not have defined marketing teams or a defined IT team. So who's doing this, and how do open source platforms do they help you navigate this entire question in an easier way?
So marketing department can do, definitely. And there is a CRM department also. And lot of inputs can be added by the founders as well, because there are a lot of keywords. For example, if a customer is talking about a refund, maybe you can just simply connect to the agent that you want to talk about this with the agent, or maybe customer is saying I'm not happy with the product. Maybe a customer is saying that the product is bad. So there are few keywords which these platforms also suggest you nowadays, that these kind of keywords can be flowed to the agent directly. And these kind of keywords can directly be answered by the bot.
So basically, there's a lot of flexibility with these open source platforms.
Yeah.
And you needn't be necessarily a techie or someone to be able to make the best use of a chatbot that you're deploying.
Exactly.
So could you talk to us, Amit, about some different ways in which you're engaging customers using AI?
So we have an omni-channel kind of experience which we're giving. We have an app wherein you can seamlessly order from the store, and if using endless aisle, if you're aware about that, wherein you find any item and you don't have the size in that particular item, right? But you can simply straight away order from that app using Omni-channel. And even if you're online,
This is in store. Like you
this
go
is in
to a
store.
store,
This is in store.
you don't find it in your size, so you go to
Exactly.
the app and you order it.
You order it, and all the store managers have access to that platform, wherein even if the color is not available, even if the size is not available, they can simply make an order to the customer, and the order will go to the customer's address. And we use a lot of video analytics.
What are these video analytics?
So we use CCTVs, wherein
In store.
the real time tracking is happening, and we track the age group, what kind of age of people are coming, and the demographics, male or female, are coming. And we are a woman-centric brand, but we got to know that 36% of men are buying from us for their girlfriends, wives, and other sister and other relations, right? So we got these kind of data analytics from that, but we keep the customer's privacy also, wherein we blur the face and then give the body posture to the bot, which the bot analyze and give us the analytics.
But does this video analytics also help you decide what is, give you information on what is trending, what you should stock more, beyond just the customer engagement? I mean, like the customer engagement and the feedback is going somewhere else as well?
Yeah, not the stock, but yes, it is giving me the heat map, wherein where should I keep my product, where the customer, while entering the store, where the customer is moving. So I can put those items which should be kept, which should be picked up by the customer early. So sale items, where should we put the sale items, where should we put the bestseller items, those kind of heat maps we're getting from the video analytics.
Vidya, how can AI help businesses with limited resources that they can use for customer engagement, retention, loyalty, the entire customer journey?
There are lots of components here. AI, clearly, it can take over the load of support agents, for example, so all the basic L1 kind of needs customers have, for which the answers are already, it's a limited scope answer. This can be clearly taken over by AI bots. So support is like the backbone of any business, because that also determines a customer's experience with the brand after a sale. You want to make customers for life, for the long term. You don't want them to churn in a year or two because the experience they have with your brand is bad. So for customer experience, AI is really a boon. So business can really leverage to their advantage. And then there are technologies like heat maps that he mentioned. It has been there. So now it is advanced because of advancements in AI. But even for websites, heat maps have been there for a long time now, where it tells you where users click, which is the area they navigate more on your website, which is the page that they've spent more time on. So what kind of value propositions where you should put on your website. So 3 areas where businesses can benefit by embracing technology is in support, in sales, and in marketing. Because automation of all these activities cuts down the time. For business, I think for small businesses particularly, time is a key resource, right? So time is a challenge as much as any other people resource is a challenge for small businesses. So when sales automation happens, the business will have the data, all the data about a customer, their interactions with you, their purchase behavior, their interests. All this data will give you an idea into what you can sell to them next, what you can market to them next. So based on this behavior, you can plan your marketing campaigns. Then depending on the user behavior, you will be able to predict the areas where they need more help with. So customer support will help in automation of support processes, So when somebody customer reaches out to support, there need not be indefinite times. There can be very defined SLAs. So support teams work on certain SLAs. They know the automatic assignment of support tickets happen. Support agents respond. So now that support agent's job is a lot of jobs move to AI, where all the L1 support is handled by AI, and the L2, L3 kind of support is handled by the human agents. So in all these 3 areas, technology really helps small businesses, and there are a lot of solutions out there.
All right. Beyond customer support, sales, marketing, we hear a lot about how AI helps in personalization. So how does that happen for MSMEs? Can you give us some examples?
Sentiment analysis is a big value that AI brings to the table. Then anomaly detection. So for example, if you had a customer write to you very frequently, email you or reach out through calls or emails, but for a long time you don't find any interactions happening from that customer, it is an indicator that something is not working. Or if there is an escalation, the customer has sent a frustrated email, all the sentiment analysis and the anomaly detection in the user behavior, these things will help you predict churn, for example, based on how the user's behavior has changed, user's engagement pattern with a particular business has changed. It will help you analyze that, and you will be able to step on it much ahead before the customer churns. There will be room, there will be time for you to strategically intervene and avoid the churn. So I think we all know for a fact that winning a new customer is 10 times more expensive than retaining a customer. So none of us want to lose existing customers. Particularly for small businesses, it is very, very critical, because a lot of sale happens through different methods like word of mouth, referrals. If there is a happy customer, it translates to a customer for life. Their customer lifetime value increases, and they also tell 10 other people. They bring in more businesses. So it lets you find out the user behavior and tailor your marketing strategy. They have been writing to you about a certain aspect, a certain limitation, or something they like, or what a particular behavior pattern you're able to notice. You will be able to tailor a campaign to those customers. So it personalizes the campaigns that you send out to customers
based on their behavior.
Based on user behavior. And data is the key. So a lot of customer data is out there. We just need proper analytics tools that provide analytics to understand this user behavior, tailor your marketing strategy, your retention strategy. Everything customer data holds the key to all these things, and you need AI and very good analytics to do that.
Right. Amit, as a business scales, in your companies, but I'm sure you started with X number of stores and then you added X plus Y. How do you elevate the experience the customer has? It's not just the same at the same place. And does technology help you there?
A simple example I would like to give, that if someone wants to eat dosa and you're pushing him parantha, so he will not eat, right? So he will not buy it, I mean to say. So it's very important that you give personalized experience, and there are a lot of things we have automated, like birthdays, anniversaries, or abandoned cards. These things are automated, wherein user are getting messages or the WhatsApp messages wherein they can opt for it, right? What they have left in the card, right? And there are few things we are trying to deploy. One style bot I've already mentioned. There are things which we should also not forget, which are not directly associated with the customers, like inventory management, right? What inventory should be given to which store so that the sales could not hamper. So the customer is coming in, he should not go back without buying. This kind of thought, if you have, this is not direct to the customer, but the back end, the AI is suggesting what kind of location you should replenish what. How many pieces should be there in the store based on whatever 3-4 years of data, right? So those things can indirectly helping the customer that they are getting what they want to buy in the store with the predictive analysis. We have deployed that. It's not matured yet, but I think once it is matured, we can definitely save 20% of the inventory waste. In US, millions of tons of textile waste is going to the landfills every year. So AI is helping us a lot. What
in
to
sustainability,
produce. Exactly.
Conservation.
So
also.
what to produce, how much to produce, which is as per the predictive analysis, which should sell. Another example I would like to give, which was not available to the small businesses or the startups earlier. Now it is available at a very small cost, wherein there are a lot of platforms which analyze the whole social. There is huge data, social signals. Okay. So influencers are there nowadays. So you scroll the Instagram, you like some of the silhouettes, some of the designs, some of the designers, or what they are pushing, or what influencers are, wearing. So analyzing those social signals, it is giving us the trends that what is going to come next. We use human touch, wherein our designers analyze those, but definitely they keep their mind and they think like what can be the next trend, what kind of silhouettes, what kind of designs, what kind of prints can come. So those kind of things we are analyzing using AI.
Zoho has been around for such a long time, and I'm sure you've helped a number of customers. What are the other strategies that you would suggest to smaller companies so that they can nurture their customers better? And do you think that communities also have a role to play? And how do you build the communities? Where do you build the communities? What kind of advice do you give to smaller companies?
Okay, so I was just going to say community as the first strategy probably for any business. It is often very overlooked or undermined aspect for any business. Community is a space where it will bring like-minded people or people sharing similar interests together. Okay, so this is a great avenue or great strategy to keep in touch with the customers, continue to have a meaningful conversation with your customers even after the sale is over. So traditionally how it happens is there is a customer, they look at your products, they end up buying, and after that the next time you go is during a renewal or when a new product launches. But you want to create meaningful reasons and meaningful avenues to stay in the customer's mind map. They should not forget about you until the next sale or next purchase is going to happen or next renewal is going to come up. So community will keep that kind of relationship alive by providing a platform. It could be a forum-based platform. It could be a Q&A based platform where you will onboard all your customers to this platform.
Well, making the sale.
Yeah,
okay.
At any touch point, not necessarily at the time of sale, the customer can come at a later point in time, or even a prospect, somebody who is looking at you but has not made a sale with you, transaction with you yet, can also be a part of this ecosystem. It should be kept, ideally it should be kept free for people to come together. If it's a say apparel business, people in apparel business can come together. It could also bring in leaders in that space or influencers in that space. For example, somebody could be talking about styles, that emerging trends in other countries, in other regions. Even in India, like he said, India itself is like a global,
different taste.
Each town, each city within a state itself has its own dynamics and culture and flavors. So a community, but despite all that, there is something that commonly connects a group of people, right? So community is that space which brings people sharing similar interests or concerns together. So it emerges as a platform where a lot gets talked about, and it is a way to keep in touch with the customer meaningfully. So it need not be online. Nowadays, it is a trend to also create avenues offline by setting up meetups. We do that quite often, so like bringing together customers from a similar vertical. For example, realtors, all the apparel, so retailers in a group, manufacturing industry in a group, HR specialists. I mean, whatever is the vertical or interest, grouping people by city, creating communities based on cities, creating community spaces based on their interests, based on their roles.
But what is the company looking for when they create this community?
So what happens is all these platforms, online or offline, serve as a very good feedback loop. Yeah, so it is like keeping your ears to the ground. You know the pulse. It's like the what you call the drum rolls before a war. Even when it is afar, when the horns start beating, you will hear. You will get the first signals, first cues of what is working and what is not. We have customers in apparel business also, a lot of customers who pre-sales, yeah. So they have some people championing them. They try out their goodies, talk about it, come and talk about in the community and tell them about their experience. Communities serve as a self-help extended, and it works in two aspects. One, as an extension of the brand, where a lot of people outside the company, outside the brand, start representing you. They start championing you. They serve as your voice to the peers.
But it could also flip the other way around.
Yeah, but that is where. So when you have strong champions, when there are irate customers, they will be able to reason. So when I as a vendor tell them, hey, this is what we did, we are great, it doesn't go well. But a peer, another customer, a fellow customer tells things about your brand, and they also don't necessarily praise you or say all the right things, but they tell you that, hey, I know this has gone wrong, but they will fix it. I have had this experience, but they have been treated well. So community serves as this platform that will be representative of the larger brand. It is a voice of, so it is a buffer between the customers and the brand. You know, it represents customers to the people inside, it represents the brand to the customers. It allows organic love for the brand to grow. It drives adoption of a particular brand.
So I want to add something on the community building. Few of our customers have become now entrepreneurs. One of the lady in Noida, she has taken our store as a franchisee and she's running a store beautifully well. She was our good customer. So these kind of things really helps you build a brand image and a connection, emotional connect, which is required.
Amit, how do you think, perhaps AI or other technologies will impact customer relations?
So we need to understand the market insights. We need to understand when you talk to the network that how this technology is working well for them. Like for example, AR or VR, augmented reality and virtual reality. You can just virtually try on the product and decide before even going to the store. Or even if when you're coming to the store, I think one thing which I would like to add, like for example, a lot of products, lot of retailers are putting little information about the product, or maybe the customer support executive or the store manager is telling the customer that this is polyester, this is cotton, or this is rayon, or whatever the fabrics is being used. What if we'll just put a small QR code on the product itself? When you scan it, it will tell you the whole journey about the product, how it has started from the yarn to the final fabric. And you can definitely use AI wherein how to connect which customer and how to connect which product. Right.
Based on the preferences.
Based on the preferences, definitely. And right now the preferences are coming more on the website, online platforms, social media. Yes, technology can help retailers a lot to connect with the customers, which was not possible earlier because a lot of data is lying there. The RCM model is very old, which is being used by the companies. But now with the technology, this model can be much effective. Segmentation of customer, personalization. So these things will definitely help. So technology is the key. So earlier I would say when you start an organization, the technology is kind of add-on for the organization. But I believe now the technology is the core of the business.
A game changer.
It's a core of the business.
Amit and Vidya, thank you so much for joining us. As you saw, customer nurturing is more than a strategy. It's the cornerstone of sustainable business growth, especially in a world where customer expectations are constantly evolving. Amit and Vidya have highlighted that a thoughtful balance between technology and empathy is the secret to winning customer loyalty. For MSMEs, these insights are a roadmap to not only survive but thrive in a competitive marketplace and play the long game.